Good morning, everyone. So I thought I would bring up this little Google product simply because it's not utilized enough that I am aware of. It's called Google Forms, and it's really good for basically like doing surveys and updating information and so on and so forth. And I use it a little bit, usually at the end of the year, to do end of year satisfaction reports for clients and so on and so forth. But you can use it for a lot of things. I know with Facebook, and you can create polls through Facebook, and you can create some other things through Facebook, but Google Forms will let you do a little bit more. So let's go into Google. I'm already signed into my Google, and I went into Google Drive. From here, you're going to do New, and you're going to do Forms. And then it's going to give you, speed up the creation. Yeah, I got it. So it's going to ask you what is the name of your form, and you can put it anything on there. You can put yearly review or whatever you want to do it for. Yearly review, and then you can put a description. This is a review of clients who have used Computer Garage this past year. Question number 1. Were you satisfied with your service? Now, of course, I've got spell checker on there. Of course, grammar is, important, but in any there we go. Maybe. There we go. So, you could put yes, no, maybe, but you do have other options over here. You can put a short answer, which is like 255 characters, kind of like Twitter. You can do a paragraph, multiple choice, checkbox, drop down. File upload is new. I've not really tested that, but it's an interesting thing. A linear scale. This is kind of important on the linear scale. And your scale, if you're doing something like this, where are you happy? Survey says don't use numbers that end in a dead center middle. So it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So by default, most people, if they're just doing it to get it out of their way, they're going to pick 3. You want them to actually think about it. So you put it as a 6. And this is like worst, best. And so that they have to slide that and choose. And so you're not giving them an average because by default, people generally pick that. They either give you all 10s or all 5s. So if you kind of throw it off and they have to think now, was it a little bit better or was it a little bit worse than average? So something I've learned through the years. The other thing is then you can say this is a required field. I know I have questions in there, if you wish to identify who you are, you can do that, but for, this is a required field. So next question. So you would go over here and add a question. So, were you happy with the price? Again, instead of using linear, now we can use something slightly different. Let's try multiple choice. And we can change that to yes. Other option, no. Other option, maybe. If they'll let me, come on, there it goes. Come on, let me type there. Other. Go figure. Take it out for a second. Add an option. There it goes, maybe. And so you can make that a required field. And then you could do your next one. And you could keep doing this. Now, there is some logic behind this that they have added in the past year. where depending upon your questions, you can divert them to a different question. So there's import questions, image. You can add images and add videos, add a section. So if you've got a whole bunch of questions, you can add do it by section. But there is some logic in here that you can add. And let me show you your name. And short answer, it automatically, you can put your name. And see, I'm going to leave this as not required. This way you can remain anonymous. So, and here's your responses. Now your responses, you have to click it over to accepting responses. And so it says you're awaiting. And if you want, you can do this as a spreadsheet versus coming back in here. I do it as a spreadsheet because it's easier. So we're going to do that. And we're going to create. And what it does is it creates a spreadsheet in the background. And then what you can do is in your settings, now I got to remember where this is at. Every time this form is changed, you can get an alert. Let me think. Form. Edit form, send for go live, embed, show summary, unlink form. Oh, where is that? Notification rules. Here you go. So you go in and notify anyone who's made changes and right away. And what it will do is every time your survey is updated by someone, then they can come back and you'll get an email that says, hey, you've got a new survey response. So now you do send. Now send is not really what it's thinking, but you can then get a link, get an email, collect the email addresses. I leave it unchecked for privacy reasons, but if you need to collect an email address, you can do that. Include this form in an email, add collaborators. If you're working in a team setting, you can post it on Facebook or over on Twitter. And let's do it via email. Or no, I want to do it as a link. There's the link. So I'm going to copy the link. And then we're going to close this. And open up a new tab and close this. I'm going to paste that link in there and see what it does. And there's your, quick little survey. So year in review, were you satisfied? See, worst, best. There is no middle ground. So you're kind of forcing people to, were you a little bit worse or you're a little bit better? Were you happy with the prices? See, this is so nice. Were you happy with the prices? Yes, no, see. And then name, see how it says required and there's a star? These fields are required, name is not. You can submit. Submit another response. You can actually set it up so people can do multiple responses, especially if you have multiple clients in the same location. That is nice. Or you can actually trigger that and say you can't do it anymore. But let me show you what that looks like now back in Google Drive. Go into Drive. Oh, come on now. First, did I get my email notice? I did get my email notices, and that's how you'll know. You get an email notice. And there's my Drive, and the email notice that says, hey, someone has updated their information, and there's your responses, and you can go look at your responses, and if these are like too short, you can always pull them out. Are you satisfied with the service? I put a 6. Were you happy? No, because who's happy when you want to pay for it, right? And your name, and of course, name was not required, so it's blank. So that's how that works. This is one of those things I'm going to tell you: play with it, tinker with it, figure out how it works best for you, because what one does and what another person does completely different. So this is part of your Google account. So if you have a Gmail, you can use that, and it's completely free. I know there are people out there who use survey companies like SurveyMonkey and some other things, and why pay for the service when you can create your own and it's free? So again, just a thought. So Computer problems. If you got computer problems or have questions, give us a call, schedule a time to drop it off, or we can come to you and we'll get you taken care of. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Hey, I want to tell you to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to do that. It's important, because if you're not liking and sharing the videos and subscribing to the channel, I don't get paid. Then I have to harass you for money. So anyways, let me show you how to do that. Underneath the video, over here, thumbs up, thumbs down. Give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you can do a thumbs down. It's okay. And then there's a subscribe button over here. Click that. That way you get notices every time I post up videos. They'll show up here in your bell every time you come to YouTube. That's how you do it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Talk to you later.